tribulations, but all in all, we were a tight-knit group. And it's not many bad things, honestly, that I can say about, my experiences on the field, other than didn't win the bowl game, didn't win the national championship. Other than that, hey, it was nice. It was pretty nice. With that, I'm reaching my time limit, trying to speak to those 5 B's. But does anybody have any questions? But I can go on like this for another hour. Easy. So any questions that has been lingering that you've just been dying to ask? Anyone?
I have a question for you.
How does that?
Okay, so that 91-92 period was a period of a lot of tribulation, as I recall. And they created the Unity Council around that time frame. I think it sounds like maybe you were an original member of the Unity Council. So you ran into Jack Stark. So there was a lot of like team dissension in that period. And as you graduated, even without you, they were able to go on a 60-3 run over 5 years, 3 national championships. What did you see in that 91-92 team and all that chaos that set them up for such a great run?
That's a great question. See, Jess has really done his homework. I was a part of that original Unity Council. And the way the Unity Council began, was established, was just that. There was a lot of dissension amongst the team, a lot of things going on. And during that time, we didn't have, and it seems minor, but we didn't have an African American radio station. We didn't have BET, which was Black Entertainment Television, videos at the time we used. We were all, a lot of us were from, not all of us were from necessarily inner city, but from more diverse communities. And so, college campus, hey, from more diverse communities. And so there was a sense of alienation, that it was just us, and we are the stars of the team kind of deal, and our needs weren't being addressed. So it's a dissension, and again, which I want to open the office and said, hey, what's going on? I said, look, this is what's going on. I mean, you asked us to come here and go to school here, but our needs aren't being met, and so he proceeded to form, along with Jack Stark, the Unity Council. The Unity Council consisted of team leaders, voted on by the team. Right? We had a couple of volunteers, and we just discussed issues. And I take some of the things that I've learned from the Unity Council and still apply to my day-to-day life in terms of, let's sit down and talk about it. I call them Oprahs. I don't know why it's the Oprah show, but I call them Oprahs, meaning a heart to heart. Let's sit down, let's have a sit down. Let's talk about it. And I'll never forget one of the first Unity Council meetings. And we used to wear these medallions, had X on it representing Max. We had our black, yellow, and green, just all about culture and that sort of thing. And we would wear, and I'm saying we, I'm saying some of the African American guys on the team. We would wear shirts that said it's a black thing. You would understand. And I never forget, Darryl Reese, he was a tight end. Darryl was a part of the Unity Council, nice guy. He said, I have a question. We're talking about, race issues and racial tension on the team. And I'm going to tell you right Darryl was a nice guy. He said, if I wore a shirt that said, it's a life thing, you wouldn't understand. Half of you would be ready to kick my butt. So what makes it all right for you to do it? I'm like, I got this one. Darryl sitting right there. I said, I got this one. I said, Darryl, I said, the two of us are good friends. I said, I'm a biology pre-med student. I said, those shirts are not meant to be offensive. But the message, the underlying message, is that we're experiencing some things that you'll never understand. You'll never, I looked at him and I said, you'll never experience walking into chemistry, organic chemistry class and being one of a handful of students of color. You will never experience trying to find a song on the radio that you can relate to. You will never experience getting on an elevator and a woman grabbing her purse and turning her back. You'll never experience walking into a post-nickel, a fashionable store downtown Lincoln. You'll never walk into post-nickel and all the salespeople walk up. Don't say anything, but just watch you. So that's what that shirt represents. He said, I get it now. And that was the start of our team coming together. And for those guys that were on those national championship teams, those were our, as I said earlier, our puppies. One of the greatest compliments ever paid to me. I was down in Miami. I was at the Super Bowl. I can't remember who was playing. I think it was maybe Pittsburgh or someone. This was a Super Bowl my rookie year in Miami. I can't remember. 93. Anyone? Miami Super Bowl. I just cannot remember.
It had to be good.
No, the one after the Bills. I was in
Pittsburgh and Dallas.
And well, that one was in Arizona. But anyway,
Chargers and 49ers.
I don't remember. Anyway, we were at it was a celebrity basketball game that everybody was going to, and I bumped into a group of guys that played or was on Green Bay's team. At the time, if y'all remember, Tyrone Williams, cornerback, was playing in Green Bay. And they said, all my buddies in the circle, they call me D. White. I said, D. White, man, I didn't know you knew Tyrone Williams. I said, yeah, Tyrone was one of my puppies, you know? One of the guys, younger guys. Because he said, we didn't realize he played in Nebraska. We said, man, do you know, you gotta know D. White. If you went to Nebraska, you gotta know D. White. Tyrone said, yeah, I know D. White. He's one of the guys I looked up to. Tyrone has never said that to me, ever, in all of our interactions. And I didn't have a lot of interactions with Tyrone. But the point is, he said, I used to look up to D. White. He was a black shirt. I wanted to be a black shirt. So, to answer your question, the long version always, the Unity Council was the first step in really bringing that team together. You know, the guys from different backgrounds, different parts of the country, all unified for a common goal, and you know the cliches, but it worked. And they went on to win, as you said, 3 national championships. So I think it was part of talent. Part of it was just talent. Part of it was a lot of it was the Unity Council and being able to identify, share similarities, but also celebrate differences. Definition of diversity. And that's what really brought that team together.